Hello. I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Okay, so we are about to dive right into bad customer service given to Black women. Bad customer service given to Black women. And it's so sad. It's really, really like sad because of the color of your skin and your gender, that people will think that it is okay to mistreat you, give you bad service, verbally abuse you at times, and think that it's okay and figure they can get away with it. So that's the key reason why they do it, because a lot of times when you see this, these are not the people that will give white people a bad customer service. If anything, they cater to white people and other races that are non-Black. They tend to cater to them, meaning, how can I help you? They're smiling, laughing, talking, and then when we walk up, a whole different, sometimes they don't even say, can I help you? Sometimes, you're waiting because you've seen the great customer service the non-Black person, meaning the person that's not Black, received before you. And so you're expecting to get the same service. The challenge is sometimes when we're talking about the unfair and the unequitable service that we are getting, people think, well, I did this or I did that, or they did me and you have to watch discussing the issues around other non-Black people around you. Because then they will chime in and will they do it to me too? But it's not the same thing. It is not the same thing, because they are not going to get mistreated like you're being mistreated. So really, it shows all the way that it's the color of your skin, regardless of how much. Because no one's going to admit, I'm mistreating you because you're Black. I'm mistreating you because you're a Black woman. I feel like I can get away with it. I'm saying these things to you because I feel like I can say all these verbally abusive things to you. And if you say anything back, I can just act like the victim and act like you did something to me. And unfortunately, a lot of them play that card. People that are not Black, a lot of times, when they're interacting with us, when they're supposed to be providing us good quality customer service, just like they did the rest of the people there. So the rest of the people were not Black. But that's the thing. It's not supposed to go on a color thing on the type of service that they're going to provide you. I've had an incident where literally, I'm very cognitive that I'm a Black woman. And so I'm very cognitive that unfortunately people automatically just see us and assume, like I said, the theory, they talk a lot about the Black bodies. People just assume the Black body is doing something bad or about to do something bad. And then when it comes to Black women, they just assume we're going to say something mean, or we're going to, we're sneaky, or they need to be suspicious of us or something of the sort, which is all not right. And it's sad that only because of the color of our skin and our gender, that all of a sudden those are blended together, our gender with our color, blend together. Do we have to deal with these challenges? It's like Sojourner Truth talked about, the most hated person in America is the Black woman, because it's not only about, the color of your skin, but then also the gender, because then women as a whole sometimes just get mistreated. And now you're a Black woman and Black people get mistreated. So now you're getting the double whammy, mistreated because of the gender, mistreated because you're Black and your color, you're a Black woman, And as we talk a lot about the totem pole, where when you look at the totem pole, which is the top is who gets treated the best, white men, especially white men with money, rich white men. Who gets treated the worst? Black women, and especially poor Black women. So, and it's amazing because they'll do these things feeling like they can get away with it. They'll say any type of stuff to you that is not right, not professional in their customer, service realm, especially when you're receiving services from like a customer's, a government agency type place. So, they really are not supposed to discriminate. It's all in the government discrimination policies and different things like that they're not supposed to discriminate. I don't know, sometimes they're forgetting they're working for the federal or for government agency, because it could be state, it could be city, it could be county, but most definitely they need to make sure they're providing fair quality service to everyone. It's not picking and choosing who you want to give good customer service to and then people who you don't want to give. Because that we sort of were supposed to have overcame that when we were standing up for the rights, wanting to sit at the counters, Martin Luther King and led marches and different things like that, But again, today we're still dealing with this. So even with George Floyd, which did help to then bring the race challenges that we deal with every day back to the forefront. But now it's almost like people getting back into their ways. And even then, we had to remind people, not only is it about George Floyd, but it's about the everyday things in our daily lives that Black people have to deal with. So because I'm a Black woman, I have to make sure I'm smiling. I have to make sure that even when they're saying, because I know I was somewhere and the lady, and this was a person who's not Black. She's just verbally abusing me. Well, this and that, and that and this, and I'm just being quiet, because again, I'm cognitive of that I'm a Black woman. So I'm cognitive of, and what that means is if I say something back, and not even, coming back at her abusively, like she's coming to me, but just saying, ma'am, can you not do that? People, the crowd around us that's there, and people would just assume then that I'm the aggressor, when I'm not the aggressor. The Black woman is not the aggressor. Because not me per se, I'm saying the Black woman is not the aggressor, but it's actually the person that is not Black that's supposed to be providing customer service to the Black woman, just as he or she would provide customer service to everyone that comes there. But because you're a Black woman, and unfortunately you have people who are racist and biased that just assume that you're the problem. They just assume that, oh, you must have done something for her to say this or say that. And it gets very challenging because you just feel like sort of helpless because no one is helping you. This person's supposed to be giving you quality, positive customer service, and you just seen them give other people that are not Black positive customer service and catering to them. How can I help you? And then, and then with you, you ask a question, they get an attitude. Well, it's just like this. Well, you're just supposed to do it like that, and because a lot of times we've been trained, or we just know, still stay positive, even when they're being negative, even when we're receiving bad customer service, you still want to strive to stay positive, and you want to still present yourself in the best way possible, because again, because of the negative perception that some people have of Black women, they will just automatically assume you were doing something to the non-Black person, which is not true. You were not. You were, and this person is supposed to be providing the customer service who is not Black. They, again, because our society, someone has shown it that you can treat Black people any type of way. You can treat Black women any type of way. And people will and then you can lie and just say, oh, well, no, she was doing something to me, and that's not true. That's why we have to videotape. A lot of times, that's why we have to videotape. One, for our safety, So a lot of times, with some place like, oh, we can't be, but if your safety is being challenged, and when you have someone verbally abusing you, mistreating you, and they're supposed to be providing you customer service, and they've taken customer service to a whole nother way. It's not even customer service, it's bullying and harassing you, type thing. You're just asking simple questions. They're argumentative, don't want to help, and it's all because of color skin, because you just literally watch them give a white person quality service. You've even seen, I've been in a place where you've seen where the person that was not Black gave that customer service person, a whole lot of drama. well, this and that, and they didn't say not one negative word to that person. Now that person wasn't black, but that person was just, oh man, just really being negative with that customer service person. But that customer service person stayed very positive and kept catering and kept trying to, now here you are, you're next in line and you're nice and, you're just asking the questions that you need to ask as you're spending your money, and it seemed like just your presence, they act like just your presence is just irritating, and so I just pray for him because that is not right. It's just not right. You're supposed to, if you work in a customer service job, you're supposed to be providing everyone quality customer service. That's all black people are asking for. We're not asking for anything extra. Because again, it's sad because when well, this is how we do. Well, we don't do it. They act like you're asking for something more than what is supposed to, be rendered or something of the sort. No, I just want the same quality customer service I'm seeing everyone else down the line getting. Now, these people are not black, but they're getting the best service ever. So why is it that I, as a black woman, when I get to the counter, customer service changes? Matter of fact, there's no service in a sense. You know what I'm saying? The customer service turns very negative. The person's whole facial visual changes to a negative look, a stern look, When you ask a question, instead of them being accommodating, trying to help you, they act like you're trying to challenge them or you're arguing with them, and you're not. You're just asking. You're asking very politely because, again, a lot of us black women are very cognitive, that, other races a lot of times tend to just want to push our buttons at times, because they feel like they can get away with it. But also that they come at us negative with a false perception and a negative perception of us as thinking that we're going to say something negative or bad. And so they just, just start drilling in on us for no reason, and that's being biased and discriminatory. Because that is not a thing that all black women are going to be negative or say something. And when you look at it, black women are, no more different than white women or all the other races of women when it comes to wanting quality customer service and wanting to be, treated, fair. And especially not verbally abused. I'm basically an incident where this person, another race, just verbally, abused it, just as if you were a child, and, you just try not to say nothing. When you do say something, you're just trying to still stay professional in how you're saying, ma'am, can you not talk to me, that way? And unfortunately, then they actually go in more with being more harassing, bullying, negative, verbally abusive. And there's people around, but it's amazing because these people, they don't tend to say anything when this person who is not black is constantly being verbally abusive and harassing the black person. But when the black person, especially the black woman, once we open our mouth in any type of way, asking a question or just saying, can you please not do it? Now, all of a sudden, everybody's tuned in. To me, because I also do comedy, and in my comedy, I talk a lot about race, and it just be amazing that when we talk, it's almost like E.F. Hutton, when we talk, everyone's listening, but they're not listening for positivity. They're listening because they're thinking we're going to say something negative or, something of the sort. A place where a person was, the customer service was like constantly and verbally abusive to me. And there was a customer that left and checked on the customer service agent. And I'm looking at them like, are you listening to this person verbally abuse me? And you're asking her if she's so. You need to be asking me, am I okay? And helping me out and supporting me by, is there a supervisor? Because this customer service representative is mistreating this black person. It'd be amazing that, again, so it goes back to that white supremacy mindset, that mindset that people just get accustomed and feel like it's okay for the customer service people to mistreat the black people, talk to them mean, negative, and verbally abusive and harassing and bullying and, type thing. It's okay. The people think or assume, so the audience around, from the other employees to the, other customers, just seem to think that's okay. But then as soon as you're asking a question or saying, can you not do that? And so you're still being positive, but people just assume that whatever word came out of your mouth, because they already assumed even before they heard a word come out of your mouth that you must be doing something, and that's the thing that we get as black people overall, and especially as black women, because even sometimes it could be other black people around. It could be other black employees. It could be other black, and even the black people will assume the black person. And you be like, really? Now we all, because of course when we all black people get there, we're like, did you see what they did? So it's like, come on now, how these people do us. That's what you say, to the other black person. You're like, so sort of like how, would you begin to just chime in on, thinking that the black person done something wrong, And I'm not saying that, black people and black women don't do anything wrong, but again, no more than white women and other races of women do. But when they do certain things, still customer service is trying to please them and trying to accommodate them. With us, black women, they get argumentative to us. It's like they purposely are trying to do things to and because some places, they say, oh, well, we have the right to deny you service, so, and sometimes I feel like that is a race sign. You got to know racism, that, again, it's not no more that they're walking around calling you the N-word, but there's little different things, policies, rules, laws, to certain things that just tend to, they're catering more towards black people, So this is their way to be able to put black people out, not because a black person done something wrong. A lot of times they just don't want to deal with the black person. So actually you have to watch it, because they will keep mistreating you and doing negative stuff to you in hopes that you will say something so they can put you out, or in hopes that you will say something, so they can say, well, I'm going to call the police, I'm going to do this and that. And, we still have that. We still have where people are doing something wrong to black people, but then when black people say something about the bad treatment they're receiving, then they're ready to call the police on the black person, or they're ready to put the black person out, or they're trying to then turn the whole story around and act like they're the victim when you're the victim. Because all you did was go in there to get the service you was trying to get. That's it. You're happy, life is good, you're just coming, you've seen, the great customer service to people before you got. They weren't black though, but you're still hoping that this, almost like we have to pray before we come up, and we have to pray for the person who was about to give us customer service, that we pray that this person is not racist, is not biased, and will literally provide the same positive, good, accommodating service that they have just provided our white sister and brothers, our Latino sister and brothers, our Asian sister and brothers. We're just hoping that we will get that great, positive customer service. Because a lot of times what we get is lack of service, and then when we say something, then they try to act like we're being argumentative. And I would just encourage you, stay positive as much as possible. If you need to, pull out your camera and videotape. You're feeling unsafe. You're feeling unsafe because this person is bullying you, harassing you, verbally abusing you. And no one is going to believe that this person is doing this to you. So, and you feel helpless because you really can't say anything back. Because if you say something back, then everyone's going to be looking at you like you're the aggressor and you're not the aggressor, And so getting it on tape and letting this person just talk, just letting them just, and you just staying as quiet as possible, or at least just, again, asking for good customer service, or but so that it can be heard, that is for your safety, especially when they start talking about they're going to call the police on you. And you're like, you haven't done anything. Because sometimes even when you stay quiet or when you're just asking them, can you please not do this to me? I'm just needing help for you to do this. When I say help, just a regular customer service that you were needing, that everybody else is getting, everything, same thing everybody else is asking, nothing different, nothing more. You always have to add that in because they try to chime in as you're asking this, and you're not. But and that's what I say. I love the CNN thing. It was years ago, and I think they were doing this more of a job application thing where they dressed a white person up and a black person up the same way, had them read the same script, but the black person was taken negative, where the white person saying the same things the black person was saying was received positively and treated right. So it's race. And of course, no, they're not going to admit race. They're not going to admit that they're racist. They're not going to admit that they're treating you a certain way because they already have a certain negative perception of black people, of black women. So they are coming at you more aggressively. They're, anything you ask or say, they're being aggressive with it and taking a negative tone where, white person can be saying the same thing that you're saying and it be received positively, and then the customer service will really try to go out their way to accommodate them, and again, white people, I love you. Again, when we talk about the totem pole, you all are up here, and a lot of times we're down here. Now, not that we feel that way about ourselves. I always have to put this disclaimer in because then people say, oh, we don't think that way about. No, I don't think that way about myself. I know, and all of us black people, we feel very confident in who we are. We love ourselves. We love our black skin. We love who we are. But it's the unfair treatment that we're receiving for why I have to go there to talk about the totem pole and who's at the top and who's at the bottom, because that is determining the type of service, the type of customer service we are receiving. We love ourselves. We know who we are. Matter of fact, that's why we're speaking up and we're knowing we should be receiving better service, because we love ourselves and we, respect ourselves and, we think highly of ourselves, where we know this is not right, that we're receiving less than service, less than customer service, You almost got to ask the person to do their job. They don't even want to do it, not when it comes to you. I've even been in a situation where I had to deal with the person, so I dealt with the person, the first, again, I've watched the people before me that treat them right. Then I get up there, all of a sudden, they're argumentative. Anything you ask them, and they just come at you very negative. And so maybe you have to go and fill out something to do something. And so there's other customers that came after you. They were not black, and you seen all of a sudden they get good service too. So then you have to come back up to the window to finish the process of what you are doing, and you again get the negative, and sometimes they'll say, well, no, you go to the next one, and it's like, but you work here in your customer service and, you're the one I dealt with that started the process. So I'm thinking I should finish, because you're seeing all the other customers finishing whatever process with the same, and it's just like, so again, we just pray, but again, just right, stay praying. Stay videotaping if you need to have your proof, because true enough, people will not, unfortunately, especially for black women, they don't believe at times when people are being aggressive towards us. They just automatically assume that we're the aggressor. That's why one time, even with The Apprentice, with Donald Trump, I liked how the people in the house, or where they lived in the house, I had the little different groups, and it was some of the white girls that were trying to get the black girl off the show. But Trump seen right through it, and he didn't fall for the trick. And so that's where a lot of times I've been supportive for Trump in the sense, and Donald Trump, yes, that's what I'm talking about, in the sense of that, because I seen that, I seen him show some fairness. I seen him look out for the black woman, and a lot of people look out for the black woman. Sometimes our own black race don't look out for the black woman. When I say look out, meaning help to protect them, help to make sure they're not mistreated and different things like that. So, like I say, I'm drink some water. It's like I said, with customer service, you just have to stay prayed up. But that's what I'm saying, right? I'm learning to do, some places you go, they have customer service forms that you can fill out, or they call you afterwards to do the survey, or you can call, they give you a number to call to do the survey. Do the survey. And not only when you've received less than service and bad service, but do it when you receive good service. Oh, I love doing it when I receive good service. A lot of time I am the key one, as I love to get great customer service where I seen that they treated me just as good. They treated me, the black woman, just as good as they treated all the other races there. They didn't, belittle me, or when I got to the customer service desk, all of a sudden they changed and started being negative. When I see that a person treated me fair and right, I ask them, is there a customer service form? Is there a compliment form that I can fill out, because I really appreciate your service? I'm that type. I love to write. Really, not until now have I learned that I'm going to have to start doing the surveys and the customer service questionnaires when I'm not getting good service too. I never really like to do those. I would just maybe remember that person, maybe try not to go to that customer service agent when, the next time I came to that particular place, whatever. But then I get to think, they have supervisors and they have bosses, especially if it's a government building, there's boards and different things that, policies in place that a person should not be treating you and shouldn't be verbally abusive to you in different things as a customer. They're not supposed to be doing that to you. And so that's where, yes, you're going to need to do the surveys, the questionnaires, and even go beyond that if you need to, and call the place and tell them what you've experienced, and that you want to see, something more done, that this person maybe need more training, customer service type training, diversity training on how to deal with people of all races, and to just be told that you're supposed to give black women the same good customer service that you give everybody else, So again, just be encouraged. But, I have my Justice for Black Women organization, and it's really just speaking up for black women, because a lot of times black women are just treated so bad. Even our black men at times will get treated way better than the black women, than us black women. And so, we need to constantly speak out about it so black women don't feel like it's just them. Some black women, don't feel like it's just, but no, we all are experiencing these different things. And I want to encourage you in that. And like I said, remember, write the supervisors, put in for, so then you need to sue people. Like I said, remember, do your memory notes, or take paper and keep paper and pen with you and write the notes down of who it was, the time it happened, the day it happened, so you can tell on that person. Tell on that person, so you won't have to keep receiving that bad service, especially if it's a place that you go to all the time. I've lived in my neighborhood about 11 years, and sometimes it's still places you go to, and you've been going there for 11 years, and sometimes just mistreat you, and you're spending all kind of money there. That it seemed like, since they're somewhat familiar with you, as you've been there for 11 years, that they'll be happy to see you, or at least make sure they give you the great customer service, because you're spending a lot of money with them, All right, so I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Let me date this video. So it is Friday, and it is June 11th, 2021. June 11th, 2021. So be blessed. We're going to all stay prayed up. And, if you are a supervisor over training of people that do customer service, please train them, and please just tell them to treat all customers right. All right, I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker, and I hope that this has encouraged you on dealing with people that give you bad service. And if you are a person that gives black people bad service, then hopefully you'll stop it. And if you're a supervisor of groups of people, you will encourage them to know, hey, make sure you're giving all people good service. And so thank you to all you all that do give us good services. There are a lot of people that, I've encountered. I love writing good notes, and even if they don't have a questionnaire, I will ask for their supervisor. No, I thank you for this person. This person was just so awesome. All right. Okay. So you all just have a great day, and continue to provide good customer service to everyone. And if you have a challenge with customer service, remember, report that person. All right, I'm your girl, Michelle Hope Walker. Oh, watch me on YouTube.